Yeah. So let's get moving, right?
No, no problem, man. Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about. I want to go ahead and ask questions regarding the last contract that you were able to put it under. So let me ask you basic questions as we did the last time, and we'll move
Yeah.
forward. We'll move from there. What is the deal size on this one?
Okay, let me just pull that one up. Oh, and actually, yeah, I was just on the phone with the buyer for that deal, that last deal. So, yeah, the deal size on this one, we got it under contract for 100 and I'll tell you really quick. Got this one under contract for $126,500.
Oh yeah, 126,000.
Hmm.
All right, and what's the revenue that you're looking forward from this one?
So this one we're gonna sell this one at 139. The buyer, we have him in at 139. He asked me if I was a little flexible on price. I'm just like, no, 139 is what it is. Largely because the nature of the deal is he is selling this property to buy another one.
Mm-hmm.
And the property that we found him is on market, and we had to use a realtor to be able to put in the offer because they wouldn't they he's not going to put in the offer himself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to put an offer with a realtor using like the
Yeah.
realtor system. So he had to
Yep.
bring on a realtor. And now part of my assignment, if he's going to go to that realtor on that
Mm-hmm.
transaction, just so that he can net what he needs to net for it.
So what, if that goes through, which I believe it will, um, what you're looking forward to get a revenue, what, 10K more or less?
It'll be around about 10K.
Around
Yeah,
10K,
it'll
right?
be,
More or
yeah,
less.
10,
Like
10,
surrounding
10K pretty
numbers.
easy.
Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
surrounding numbers.
Gross 15, right? But by the
Uh-huh.
time the realtor gets paid, he's buying a really small house. It's like a $80,000 house. It's going to cost 3,000. The realtor's charging a flat fee of $3,000. So it's
Mm-hmm.
from 15, from what is it, 14.5 to then
More
$3,000
or
to the
less. Yeah, I
realtor.
can tell.
About 10. Yeah, I mean it's 11.5 on paper, but we can
Uh,
call it 10 just in case.
yeah, that sounds good. Like surrounding numbers. Well, so the motivation of the seller is because he wants to sell and buy another property. That's it? Relocation?
Yeah, he wanted peace of mind. That is a very common theme that
Peace of
came
mind.
across, peace of mind. And,
Okay.
obviously that means different things to different people. But in his instance, he's the type of person that over the course of his life has gone above and beyond and out of his way to really help people, help his neighbors, help his family out. And once he got sick and injured and hurt,
Okay.
everybody kind of left him hanging, right? People stopped visiting him, and his whole thing was, um, people only show up when they need me, right? And I've always been there for other people, but
Okay.
in my down times, nobody's there for me. So he really just
Okay.
wanted to get out of the neighborhood to get away from everybody,
Like
have
he
a
just
fresh.
wanted to change his life. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Peace of
I mean,
mind.
and
Hmm.
the house he lives in now is a three-story building. He's got a hurt back, and he's going up and down the steps is really painful for him, and he just wants a smaller place that has a nice yard so he can, do his cookouts, play his Grand Theft Auto, and
That's
really
a really nice
downsize.
guy. I can
Yeah, he's a
tell.
really
Like
nice
he
guy,
likes
but
really comfort life.
he wants to live a very comfortable life, but at the same time, he's a little dangerous too. He was like, Watson, I need my peace of mind because if I don't get out of here, I'm gonna shoot somebody. If I run into these guys and this literally, I mean, I can send you these conversations because I recorded them, and I cannot believe
Yeah.
some of the stuff that he told me. He was like, Watson, if I run into one of these people in the streets, one or two things are gonna happen, right? Either you gonna go, or I'm gonna go, or we just both gonna go into the dirt. And I'm
Yeah, you bet.
like,
In this case,
like,
you didn't have to treat him like the other guy, but you did had to
no,
convert
no.
yourself into a psychologist. I can tell.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I find that, if you can just sit there and just let people, especially older people, if you just let them talk, they'll talk themselves into the sale, right? Because for the most part, these people are alone, they're by themselves, they don't have anybody to
Yeah.
talk to. So, I mean, just being there willing to listen is
Okay.
something that's gonna, and listen with empathy and curiosity. That's something that goes a long, long way.
That sounds great, man. It's so funny that the people that you touch base with are really not crazy, but are unique experiences. I can tell it's really funny. It's really funny.
Listen, these property we're not just dealing with distressed properties. We're dealing with distressed people, distressed brain cells, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, uh, with these people, which is why they're in the situation that they're in right now. If they thought like normal people, and I'm
Exactly.
sorry, ooh, actually, I need to take this. This is Max. Hey, Max,
Hey, Lost, how you doing?
what's up?
Hey, real quick, the Ruby Street key, do you know if that's at title or is it in the lockbox on my house?
I am going to have to find out and ask if the key made it to title.
Yeah, let me know if you, as soon as you can. The buyer's at this contractor and he wants to get in.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll let you know.
Sweet. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Bye. Yeah, we actually closed the deal on the last day of the year, on the
Okay.
31st. And that was um Max from New Western. I don't know. I don't know if you guys deal with New Western where you are, but my guy Max, he closes deals for me all the time. Like 50% of all the deals I closed in 2023, he dispositioned them for me, and
Mm,
we hit a buzzer beater on the last day of the year. He
sounds
disposed
great.
this one, and now the buyer needs the key, so I'll be getting that from him
Yeah.
or him.
How long did it took you to close this one? Like a week or
A
so?
week. Yeah, yeah. This Ruby Street was interesting. Ruby Street was a direct um that deal directly came from coaching from NEPQ. I was like, we have a dispo call, not to go too much into the details, but we have a dispo call weekly. And out of all the calls during the week, that's the one that has the least amount of people in it,
Mm,
right? And I don't know why, but I mean, uh, I was like, do I need to be on this dispo call? I'm like, I really don't need to, but let me just hop on. Well, come to find out, one of the ways to get new leads is to go through your buyers list and just text your buyers and say, hey, look, I'm looking to close a couple more deals before the end of the year, right? And that, it was actually an agent acquisition type of list. Hey, look, looking to close a couple of deals before the end of the year. If you have any off market or pocket listings, send them my way and let's do some business together. Well, I didn't have a
yeah,
list of
I
agents. I
agree.
had a
That's
list.
a good strategy to be
It is. I had.
organized.
I sent that to my buyers. It's like, hey guys, I know you guys are investors, but if you know anybody that's looking to sell a property off market, reach out and we could do some business together.
Exactly. That's a good way to go ahead and touch base on those.
Yeah,
I
yeah. So I think we
I
sent
agree.
out like 200 texts. We got maybe like 18 back, and then closed the
That's
deal a
a
week
that's a
later.
good percentage out of those 200.
Yeah.
That's a good
Out
percentage.
of the 18, there was only like two deals there, right?
That's a lot. I
Yeah.
can tell that's a
And then
lot.
yeah, we send out the text, what, December 15th, 16th, somewhere around
Mm,
there. And then 2 weeks
mm-hmm,
later, we close the deal. Right.
mm.
So, very, very
Yeah, that's
valuable,
great.
valuable
That's great.
strategy.
So what type of exit strategies you did over this one? Like what type of
This
offer
one,
you did?
this one's going to be a wholesale
It's gonna
deal.
be a wholesale.
Hmm.
All right. Out of being a wholesale, was the sales process a difficult thing for you guys, or was it easy, like from starting to the end, like touching base
From,
with this person?
yeah, this one was a challenge. This lead came in on December 13th, now that I'm looking at it.
Why was
And
it a challenge?
what made it a challenge was um, the the seller was very off-putting, and he demanded $300,000 for his house right up front. And I
Mm-hmm.
think, most of the time when you hear that type of price where it's so out of range, it really gets discouraging because you're like, how am I going to move him off of $300,000 because he's basing what he should get on the his
Yeah.
anticipated or projected value of the property. But obviously, these people are not professional appraisers or realtors, so they really don't know. So what made this one difficult was um, just getting him into results-based thinking rather than
Mm-hmm.
price-based thinking, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we, the appointment where I got the deal in the contract, it took me 5 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours from the appointment was at 12. I got the deal in the contract at 5, right? And actually, we scheduled an appointment a couple days before I showed up, I started knocking and he didn't respond. So I was like, oh, this guy just ghosted me. But followed up, rescheduled the appointment, actually got in there. And it just was a matter of just letting him talk, letting him completely, like talk about his frustrations with his family and his peace of mind and, the ailments going on in his body and the fact that he has to, you know, um,
It was a
have
tough one. I can
surgeries.
tell.
Yeah. And then what was interesting about this one is after I got, the pictures of the property, I went to my car and it just so happened that there was an NEPQ sales training call that was going on at 10 minutes from that point. So I told him, hey, look, I'll be back in a couple hours because I'm like, I'm gonna need help with this. Because he wanted $300,000. He didn't want to move off of it. He's like, my friend sold my house at this point. So I'm like,
Mm.
all right, I'm gonna go on this NEPQ call, get some
Mhm.
training on the hour call, and then come back to you. And
Oh man.
literally, I sat in the car, and the guy's name is John Lalonde. He's the director of the wholesale program for NEPQ. And I'm like,
Yes.
yo, John, I'm at the appointment, and he's telling me about how his friend is sold a property that was much smaller than his for a lot more. He can't see himself, letting go of the house for less than $300,000. And there were two challenges that I had: how to get him into results-based thinking instead of price-based thinking, and how to really challenge him in terms of getting him to understand the consequences of him not selling. Right. And I think one of the biggest things that people can do in terms of us, wholesalers or investors can do when they're negotiating is really help build that gap, right? Take them from their problem, right?
Hmm.
And then help them see their solution and establish the gap between the two. And then one of my hardest things is helping them see the consequences of not taking action, right? What if
Okay.
you don't sell, right? What if all the investors come back and the numbers are the same? Do you just keep the house, right? Do you just not get your surgery, right? Because you have to,
Hmm.
because you don't
Hmm.
have the money,
You know what
right?
you did there upon what you're telling me? That's what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. You created the necessity for him to go ahead and sell.
I didn't
The
create it. It was
need.
already there. It was
It was
already
already there,
there.
but he was not seeing it. He was just
He wasn't
focused on the
seeing it.
pricing. He was just focused on
Exactly.
the pricing. What you just said is like you had to go ahead and get him into result-based right?
Thinking.
It's
Yep.
thinking, yeah, instead of the price result based thinking, right? So
Absolutely.
you change that to what it's the same thing. Instead of thinking about the price, is the results that he will get upon selling his property, right?
Yeah.
So that's something I can tell that takes a lot of things on your end to get someone to understand in a proper way, of course, how to
Yeah.
do that and why. Why do you need to sell your property? It turned into instead of why are you selling your property to a why do you need to sell me your property, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then with the objections that he gave, it's a matter of, well, I could just put in the work into the property. I know, why not do that? Right? Why not just put in the work? And that
Mm.
questions like those, why not just hire a realtor and get, but the thing is, by the time I get in the house and I'm sitting with them and having these conversations, they've already thought these things through. But by asking those challenging consequence questions, it gets them to sell themselves on why they don't want to use a realtor, why they don't want to, put the
So
work in themselves, right? And then why they need you to, get
yeah,
the get
so
the get
knowing
get the
that
property sold.
exactly, knowing that, how did this deal made sense for you? How did this deal made sense that the breakdown numbers made sense for you guys?
Um, the first thing is that this property is zoned as a multifamily, right? And
Oh,
those are, yeah, it's a single family in complete distress. It's huge. I believe it was
so it
20,
was
this is
owned as a multi-family, right?
it's zoned as a multifamily, but it's built
Zone.
like a
Okay.
single. Yeah, yeah, it's built as a single, right? So somebody can come in and do a conversion on it, which elevates the value of the property, right? It's 3 stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-story row in Philadelphia. It's in a really good neighborhood. There's a really popular park.
That's
Uh,
Philly, right?
yeah, Philly. Yeah, there's a major park called the Bell or the Dell.
That's a really
the
nice
Del Park.
neighborhood. I've heard of it.
Yeah. It's not the nicest, but it's a good. It's a good neighborhood.
It's a
So
good
it's
place to live
huge.
at.
It's huge. You can convert it into a multifamily, a duplex specifically, and there's just um, there's just a lot of opportunity there. The price you can command a higher price, and because we could command a higher price in terms of dispositioning it, it made satisfying his financial need possible. Because if this was only a single, then we wouldn't be able to make our offer at 126, right? So he can,
Okay,
move
got
on
it.
from the property. Because his whole thing was, I need to pay off. Um, I need to buy a house. I just need to buy a house cash, right?
Pretty much
And I
it.
need about 40 to 50,000 dollars in my pocket so I can furnish it. So we found him a house at 80,000, right?
Yeah,
In Philly, right? That's in pretty good condition. It's in the hood, but it's in good condition, and allowed him to walk away with about $50,000 in his pocket, right? So the reason the deal made sense for us is because I'm pretty confident that we can disposition it at 140 to 140, 150. But the reason the deal made even more sense for us to be able to acquire it is because we're able to satisfy his financial need, as opposed to, what the value of the property was. We were able to make him an offer that gave him the result that he was anticipating. Buying a house for 80 and having 50,000, around $50,000 in cash in his pocket, in the neighborhood of $50,000. Yeah.
that was a great story, I can tell.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you,
That
like,
was a great story, man. This is gonna be a great success call also for people to be able to see what you did different from, okay, what's your offer? Okay, no, if the numbers make sense for me, I'll go with you. No,
yeah, yeah.
you did an
So
extra mile. Have you noticed that? You always do the extra mile for everybody else.
yeah, I think it's just I don't want to call it the extra mile. I just think it's really slowing down and um having a
Mm-hmm.
conversation that helps people sell themselves,
Yep.
right? Because then I'm getting to the point now where no matter what price somebody gives me, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like ignoring it. Just and that's what I'm taught to do in NEPQ. Just ignore the price and find out what their need is, right? And the question you want to ask is the need or is the result they're looking for more valuable to them than the price they're asking for, right? And in
Mm-hmm.
instances like today, it's not, right? The guy has a need to put $70,000 down on a house. He owes 25 on the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 100. Our offer was 106, right? That would satisfy the need. But he's not in enough pain to say that I'll take it as opposed to trying to get $250,000 for the house that he asked for, right? He wants 250. His heart is set on 250. He wants to tell his kids that I'm a great negotiator and I got 250 for the house because that's what I told you I was going to get for it. So again, it's about finding the result and then having them determine for themselves whether or not do you want the price or do you want the result, right? And in some instances you can't have both, right? And some people
Yeah,
are willing to wait to get the price,
I agree.
and he may or may not get the price, but it's not my decision or my call to say, hey, look, the result you're looking for is more valuable than the price you're asking for. You just have to have a conversation and be patient enough for them to sort that out for themselves. And that's why NEPQ is so powerful, because it's not about, saying the right thing to get them to the response that you want, but it's about asking the correct questions so that they can determine for themselves what's important to them and have them take action on that.
That sounds beautiful. I have no words how to say no different conclusion out of that. Sounds
Yeah.
beautiful, man. That is a wrap up for our second success call. You're fast,
Mhm.
man. You're fast.
Yeah.
Already three properties under contract. I cannot imagine what's gonna happen in 6 months.
Man, I'm telling you. So we've got I mean, since we started with you guys, we got in a total of 25 leads,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 of them are under contract, right? So what does that tell me? If we get 100 leads, right? That means we're gonna have, it multiplies by 4, right? We're gonna have 12 deals under contract. And the thing is that it's me by myself. If I'm going to be completely honest, like I haven't even hammered these leads the way that they need to be hammered, or I haven't like
Imagine.
really been following up with them the way that I do. The moment we get off this call, I'm going to be locking in to make all of these follow up calls because there's a lot of people that we attempted to contact and that we've contacted, made an offer, and I have to follow up on. So, I mean, but in a perfect world, imagine this whole quarter. If we could just do this 25 leads, three under contract, right? Every month, then then we'll be good. I mean, obviously we're going to do better. We're going to do better than that,
You'll
right?
see the results. You're saying it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to do way better than that. But I mean, just for 30 days into it, this is what we're looking at. I mean, I'm super grateful. And, this is,
Happy to hear that, brother. Happy to
yeah,
hear that
it's
we've been
definitely a good
able to
thing.
do what it takes to go ahead because it's a 50-50 job. We'll do our half part of our job and you do your half. And look
Yeah.
what happens when you do your half. You see? So I'm really grateful that you have been able to go ahead and be so honest and you have a great mindset, brother. You have a great
Thank
mindset
you.
in terms of you got to do what you got to do. That's it. Stop
Yeah.
complaining. It's not about you, but stop complaining about what you're getting and get your shoes on and do what it takes to be done. That's
Yep.
it. That's
Yeah.
all.
Work with what
That's all.
work with what you have. Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, we can help you, you help yourself, and that's where you're at.
Yeah.
Sounds great for me, man.
Yeah. Definitely
I'm
appreciate it. Definitely
I'm really
appreciate it.
happy. I'm really happy. The way the type of contracts that you're getting, they're really funny, the stories.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
I don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't know if you what's gonna happen next, but if it works, you know how mobsters, those mob movies they say, if it's good for me, it's good for you.
Hey,
So
listen, I am not going to complain at all. It's just going to be a matter of just dialing in and following up and having
yeah,
conversations and
yeah.
following the sales process. So, I mean, even with that, every single like what this lead flow is allowing me to do is refine the sales process that I already have. And then I wouldn't really recommend this, but this is giving me the opportunity to practice in real time. What we should be doing is actually role playing, and using our script when nobody's around and like working on our tonality. And if I'm going to be honest, like one of my goals for this quarter is to master the NEPQ process, which I haven't. So I'm spending money on leads and I haven't even mastered the process. Uh, and what I'm noticing now is every single time I don't follow the sales process, I suffer. Right. So we got in the lead. What
Everybody's
was?
gonna suffer. Everybody,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
only yourself. Anybody that's gonna do this job or it's following on this will suffer. If you don't follow a sales process, definitely that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So I mean, the lead flow is giving me the opportunity to get deals, but also refine my skills.
It's so
Right.
yeah,
It's
and
not the
it's
best
so
way to go about it,
simple.
but that's what it's doing.
Yeah, it's so simple to say, okay, let's call this people. You can call anybody,
Yeah.
but when it's about talking to them, there's where you go ahead and have the hard time and understand and think, okay, do I have the experience of doing this? Do I need to improve on this? What do I need
Mhm.
to get better on? Right?
Yep.
So you just said it, following the sales process.
Yeah. Hold on just 1 second. We actually have one of your leads giving me a call back. Hold on.
That's a great story also to tell over a success call.
Hello, this is Watson. How can I help you? Hey,
212 East Cambria Street,
hold on a second.
Pennsylvania.
Can you repeat that
Go
one more
ahead.
time? Can you start from the top and repeat that one more time?
Yeah, I have a lead for you. If
And where are you
interested
calling
in
from?
selling, I represent from Hesel Media.
Okay.
Yeah, the address is at 212 East Cambria, Pennsylvania 19134.
This is Kiara
And
Nelson.
yes,
Okay.
and can I put her through?
Um, sure. Put her through.
Right, Barry. Hello, Kara. Yeah, hello. Thank you so much for patiently waiting. So we have our property specialist right now.
We'll be able to discuss you the potential offers and details about your home. If you have any further questions, just please do not hesitate to ask, okay?
Okay.
Hey,
Thank you. I hope you both have a great day, sir.
thank you so much. Hey, Kiara, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, doing well, doing well. Yeah, looks like you had filled out a form online and asked us to, reach out to you about what your home might be worth if you ever decided to move on from it in the future, correct? Yeah, you filled out a form online and asked us to go over what your home might be worth if you ever decided to move on from it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a couple minutes here, and I'm curious, like when people see the ad and they reach out and they want to sell their home, they typically want to do so because they want to sell it as is without having to pay real estate agent fees and without repairs. Is that kind of what you're looking for, or you look for something a little different?
Just looking to sell.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I mean,
you know.
this call right here is pretty basic. It's really more for us just to find out, a little bit more about the property, like the conditions it's in and when you're possibly looking to sell. Because, the way the market's going right now, we're not able to buy everybody's house, even if they wanted us to. You know what I mean, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So, yeah, fill me in just so I have an understanding. This is 212 East Cambria Street, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. Um, tell me a little bit about what's going on with the property right now. Do you live there? Is it a rental? Like, what's going on with it?
There's nothing really going on with it. It's a full shell, so
It's a full shell?
just trying to. Yeah, there's nothing inside of it.
Okay. When you say
Well, stuff
nothing,
inside, but it's not like I feel like the front room is kind of has the floors and everything.
okay,
Um,
okay,
the kitchen is that's what I'm saying. I have a video of it. I'd rather just send it to you, and then you
okay.
can decide
Yeah, I'll get,
that way.
yeah, yeah. If you can just, yeah, text that video over to me, I'll give you the phone number to send that over.
Okay.
I'll be more than happy to take a look at it. But like, how long has it been vacant?
Um, for about 14 weeks.
Oh, 14 weeks. Okay. That's fairly recent. I mean, was somebody living there before and it's in that condition?
No, was trying to fix it up.
Oh,
I'm just trying to get rid of it.
okay. Okay. All right, cool. So just so I can understand here the rationale behind why you might be wanting to look for some outside help in selling the property, like besides the fact that it's vacant, what's the main reason you're looking for an investor to come in and buy the property as opposed to, I don't know, just paying a realtor commission and just, selling it on the market?
Just trying to get rid of it.
Okay. All right, fair enough, fair enough. And did you have an idea of a time frame that you'd like to?
Any day, as soon as possible, would be good.
Okay. So here's what I can do. Um, I'll be more than happy to take a look at the videos, but I think it'd be best if I come by and take a look at the property, um, and get my eyes on it so I can make you the best possible offer we can. Isn't it possible to come by maybe either tomorrow or Saturday to take a look at it?
Did you come on the 10th? But that's when someone else is coming to look at it, another investor. So
Okay, coming on the 10th.
yes,
Okay. So it sounds like it is impossible to come a little earlier.
yeah.
Okay.
The 10th is this Thursday. This Friday. I'm sorry, Friday. This next Friday.
Next Friday?
Yeah, that's the time that I had. That's the only availability. Any time after that.
Okay. All right. So, and if we did want to make an offer because that's a bit of far a ways, and we would want to get our offer in probably before another investor does. If this is something that we're interested in, if I do get the videos and we do want to make an offer, will you be accepting offers before the 10th, or are you absolutely waiting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be accepting offers before then.
Okay. Cool. So get ready to take down this number here to send the videos. Let me know when you're ready. Now, when you say that, out of curiosity, when you say you guys were trying to, fix it up, like, how do you mean by that? Were you trying to like fix it to rent it out, or can you hear me?
No. Yeah, can you hear me? It's
Yeah.
just it's a bad investment. I'm just trying to get rid of it.
It's a bad investment.
Not a bad investment, but I don't live in the area.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the phone number?
All right. Yeah. The phone number is 215-255-5708.
And what is your name?
Watson. And
Watson.
Yep, and that's my direct work line. You can text that. I'll take a look at
W-A.
WATSON.
Oh, Watson. Okay.
Yep.
Please do it. Is your first name?
Yep, that's my first name.
Okay. And what company is this?
The Covenant Real Estate Investment Group.
Wait, can you say that again?
The Covenant Real Estate Investment Group.
D. Calvin, you saying?
The Covenant. THE space COVENANT. The Covenant Real Estate Investment Group.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll take a look at the video and then we'll touch base. Is it okay for me to give you a call? Let me take a look at the calendar today. Maybe about 3:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could give you a call right about that time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll give you a call at that point, and then we'll talk after I take a look at the videos. If you've got pictures as well, send them over. We'll talk more numbers at that time.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much,
All
Kiara.
right. Thanks. You too. Bye.
All right, bye.
That was great.
Yo, listen, I didn't go through the whole sales process.
No, I know.
Um,
I know that,
and
so
and
in
and
this
here's
success call,
I'm
you
gonna
know,
tell you a little backstory. This same woman cussed me out
what?
yesterday, bro,
Really?
and banged on me. Right? Yes.
That's so
She
funny.
she hold on, let me put this in my calendar to make sure I give her a call back. I don't even think she realized she was speaking to me. So I was going through my script and I was trying to go through the whole thing. And when I asked, hey, look, what's got you thinking about selling the property now? She's like, are you a wholesaler? Right?
Mhm.
And then I was just like, yeah, so I mean, yeah, we wholesale and I'm gonna be starting to buy. And then she just banged on me. And I think she's filling out so many forms online on Facebook and Instagram, she doesn't even realize who she's really talking to.
Yeah,
But I mean, she's way nicer on the phone now. And
you
shout
can
out to you
tell that.
guys because it was one of your reps that got her on the phone.
Yeah, I was able to see that was one of the ISA
Yeah, that's one of the ISAs.
live transfer agents.
Yeah,
So that was good. They live
yeah,
transfer you the call. So make sure
yep, live.
you can
Yeah,
stop the contact with that one. So they will
yeah,
not have more conversation with this lady.
that's great. That's great.
And there you go, man. It's a wrap up.